What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video brought to you by v38. This video is a little bit special, mainly because this is the first video that I have brought to my channel that is an overview or a review of a product. So I'm very excited to finally bring something like that onto this channel, and I really want to make it more a part of this channel. So very excited to present this to you. And this video is going to be an overview on something that I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, maybe used before, or probably using it right now to view this video. This is an overview of the newest and latest, greatest, most updated version of Google Chrome. This is version 38. It is a beta build, and the main thing about this build is now that it is available in 64-bit versions. So I'm going to have to cover some basic terminology so that way when I say some of these computer terms, maybe some of the computer illiterate watching this video, they'll actually have a clue of what I am talking about. That way they're not stuck in the dust and wondering just what I'm talking about when I say terms like 64-bit or processor and things like that. So before we get started and actually cover what is brought to attention and some of the new features in this new build of Chrome, I'm going to cover some basic terminology. To begin, we're going to start off with processors. So a processor is one of the main core components of your PC. And what the processor essentially does is process information, process data, hence the name processor. It takes a command that you do, so let's say I click a button. Your computer processes that click, makes it so that the computer can understand what you did, and then displays an end result. So the end result of clicking, let's say typing a key, for example. So let's say you type out a sentence. The process of you typing that sentence is displayed by text on screen. So your computer took the action that you did by typing on the keyboard and processed it and made it to where the computer is able to understand what you are doing, and it displays it on screen. Now, that was a really limited example, but processor does everything. So whenever you're doing essentially any action on a computer, just think about how your processor is taking what you are doing and making it so that the computer can understand. So there is two basic bit rates for computers, 32-bit and 64-bit, with 64-bit being the higher of the two and the better. These are the standard bit rates that applications and processors use. I believe they do go higher, but that's really for like high-end PCs and servers and stuff like that. The main 2-bit versions that you're going to see for a standard computer is 32-bit and 64-bit. Currently, I'm running a 64-bit processor, and pretty much what it does is that it processes information smoother, faster, and gets whatever the task is that you're trying to complete done a lot more efficiently and faster. Now, again, the two different versions of the different versions of processing bit rates, 32-bit and 64-bit. So if I have a 64-bit processor, it really wouldn't make sense for me to be using a 32-bit application, because by using a 32-bit application while having a 64-bit processor, I'm not really getting the true performance and the true, I'm trying to think of the correct word for this. I'm just not getting the true performance out of that application that I would get, whereas if it was a 64-bit. Vice versa, if I'm using a 32-bit machine, I'm not going to want to use a 64-bit application because it's not optimized for that. You want to match up the bit rate with your processor to the bit rate of the application. So if you have a 64-bit processor, you want to use a 64-bit application. Vice versa, 32-bit processor, you want to use a 32-bit application, just because it will run more smoothly if you have it matched up, and it makes sense. So as I stated, this is version 38, it's a beta build, and I'm going to cover some of the main things that were addressed in this build of Chrome, some of the main features and stuff like that. So let's begin with number one, the speed associated with the 64-bit version of Chrome. So with a 64-bit processor, you're really going to be able to take advantage of the 64-bit application capabilities that is now a part of Chrome. Because like I said before, I hate to sound repetitive, you're not getting the full potential out of an application if the bit rates do not match. So having a 64-bit version of Google Chrome matched up with a 64-bit processor and operating system, I'm getting the true potential out of Google Chrome. Whereas when it was in a 32-bit version build, it still ran fast, but I wasn't getting the complete performance and experience out of it because the bit rate with the application did not correspond with the bit rate of my processor. So according to Lifehacker, which is a very reputable source, I'm getting this directly from them, you can expect a 25% performance increase when browsing in Google Chrome if it's a 64-bit application and you have a 64-bit processor. So this is just, it means it may load faster, it may boot quicker, it may display results quicker. It just makes for really snappy, quick, and agile prompts or pop-ups, or whenever you put a task or go to do an action in Chrome, like clicking a button, it reacts as fast as it possibly can because that is the point of bit rates. The higher the bit rate, the faster the computer will respond to whatever it is you are doing. Another main feature is security. These they fixed a ton of exploitations that are within the sandbox. A sandbox is the testing environment for an application or a device. So it's a general term that developers use as a means to how the application is tested, how it undergoes stress tests, stuff like that. It's the sandbox. It's a testing environment. So something pretty cool that Google did and took advantage of is they hired hackers and essentially put bounties on flaws in their program. So these hackers that Google hired, their goal was to find exploitations within the sandbox of Chrome that can maybe wouldn't benefit the user. The hackers found that and presented this information to the developers so that the developers could correct and fix these errors. And for that, Google compensated the hackers because they found potential flaws within the program. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's always something that Google has done for previous applications, and I've seen other companies and developers do that as well. Third, and perhaps maybe the most, no, I'm not going to classify that as the most important, but the third feature of the new 64-bit version of Chrome is stability. So there's a less crash rate as opposed to the 32-bit application. And according to Lifehacker, it is almost, or I'm sorry, not according to Lifehacker, according to Chrome developers, it is almost half of the crash rates that occurred on the 32-bit version of Google Chrome. So you can expect to see less crash rates. Maybe if you expected crashes here and there with the previous build of Chrome, you could expect half of that in this version. Now, crashes are bound to happen. It's just something that is always going to be a part of computers unless someone builds like a super PC that's unaffected by crashes and will just never happen. It's almost something that you can expect in any computer, no matter if you have thousands of dollars put into it or if it's just a low-end computer. You gotta expect crashes, whether it be a computer crash or an application crash. It's just bound to happen. Now, I will say this, I did experience a couple crashes within 2 days while using the 64-bit application of Chrome. It's nothing that has me worried. I just a little concerned as to why it actually happened, so I'm going to have to dig deeper into that. For all I know, it may not have been a problem with Chrome itself, but maybe a problem with a certain section or part or component of my computer. So I'm definitely going to have to dig a little deeper into that. Another big issue that was addressed in this version of Chrome is the amount of memory that is used while browsing. Something that was brought to light, I want to say 2 to 3 months ago, was that Google Chrome in its 32-bit version state had a ton of memory usage going on in the background, and it really wasn't relatively known and brought up until a couple months ago. So this version has a slight, I won't say slight, it has a decrease in memory uses. I don't know the exact amount of that decrease, just know that it is there and that this version of Chrome is more optimized for your memory so that it doesn't have an outlasting amount of usage in the memory. So you're going to be seeing less memory usage, which is just going to make for a smoother browsing experience. Next is a 15% faster rate of decoding HD videos. So HD videos, if you browse, or if you're on YouTube frequently, you may note that sometimes in HD, a full 1080p HD video may take a long time to load depending on how YouTube servers are reacting to the video you're trying to watch, and of course your internet speeds and all that. But this version of Chrome has a 15% faster increase in decoding of HD videos. HD videos use a VP9 codec. That's the video standard that is associated with HD videos, and the Chrome browser decodes the HD video 15% faster so that it is displayed faster. It is a continuous display so that you don't have to keep on, refreshing the page or waiting for it to buffer. It is brought up faster, displayed faster, and it is consistent HD display of that video. So pretty neat. This version of Chrome also drops support for 32-bit plugins. So any extensions, plugins that you have associated with Chrome that were 32 bits are now 64-bit. And in addition, Flash is now Adobe's Flash is now a 64-bit plugin by default, and that's really nothing that you guys have to worry about. No matter what, since day one, since Chrome's release, Adobe Flash has been incorporated so that it is automatically a part of every version of Chrome, no matter what. So you don't have to go to Adobe's website and download a Flash player. It's just automatically built into Chrome. Another little neat feature that I had noted was a higher resolution pixel distribution within text. So the text that you're viewing in the 64-bit version of Chrome is supposedly sharper, more clear, more crisp. Now, my naked eye, I couldn't really tell a difference between the 32-bit version of Chrome and the 64-bit version. I couldn't really tell a difference as to how the text is displayed, but I'm sure they wouldn't lie about that and just make it up. It's definitely there. It's just something that the naked human eye, unless you got a really good eye, it's just something that you're probably not going to notice. But it is there. Text is more sharp, clear, and displayed more crisply, if that's even a word. So for the Mac users of Chrome, if you have a 64-bit version of, a 64-bit processor in your Mac, the 32-bit version of Chrome, should you already have it downloaded, is automatically upgraded to the 64-bit, whereas Windows users who had a 64-bit processor but were using the 32-bit application had to go ahead and download the 64-bit version of Chrome. But Mac users, you don't have to worry about that as it is automatically done for you. So that's pretty cool. Now, we're heading into the last two topics and features of this new version of Chrome. And I do apologize for making you guys stare at the same page. There's really nothing I could do that would, correspond with what I'm trying to get across in this overview video, except show you guys this page, the About page for Chrome. It wouldn't make sense for me to go and just hop on Facebook. So I figured I'd just stay on this page, but now we can sort of stray away and show you guys a new addition to the GUI, or graphical user interface. If you don't know what that is, GUI is essentially the interface for the application that you're looking at. So every application has a GUI, a graphical user interface. It's just something that's standard. You need it because that's how you view what it is that you're looking at within the application. It has to be there, and you can't just have, you know, an application without it. It's something that is standards. So in this version of the Chrome, there's a new addition next to it's in the top right next to the close and minimize buttons. This is the ability to profile switch at a snap. So for someone like me who is in college, I find that I have a ton of Gmail accounts, and this feature really makes it easy for me to switch in between those accounts. So I can go from my personal Gmail account to my work Gmail account or my school Gmail account almost in a flash. As you can see, I don't have the account added right now, but you click the switch person button, it's going to prompt you to choose the account that you want to pick, and at the click of a button, you're already into your new account. As you can see, it also has the Go Incognito mode. Incognito is also over here. This is something that was brought into Chrome day one of release, and it's just something that is standard. Another cool thing, and this is what we're going to end the video on, is the guest mode that Chrome has introduced. So now if you have people that are coming over your house, maybe friends or family members, and they want to get on the internet, they no longer have to go into incognito mode, or maybe incognito mode is the guest mode. I'm not sure how that works, but there's a guest mode for them so that when they're on your in the Chrome browser, they're not able to access your bookmarks or your sensitive information and stuff like that. It's just something that is built for people who are friends of the actual user, and if the user doesn't want their friend or family member to have access to certain information like bookmarks or credit card numbers or stuff like that, they can just put them into guest mode and let them browse as they please. And the cool thing about it is that it doesn't save any of what the user in guest mode does. It's pretty neat. That wraps up pretty much the main features and additions into Chrome. I'm sure there's tons of other little stuff that I could have covered, but I really just wanted to focus on the main features and updates that are a part of this new version. So my overall review, I have always been a Chrome lover, and I don't think I'm ever going to change Chrome unless they do like drastic, you know, reinventions of it. Chrome is something that I'm always going to be using, and I do find this version, the 64-bit version, version 38, to be just, again, another very pleasurable experience for me as a user. I don't really see that many differences, but just because you can't physically see it doesn't mean that it is not there. It's really the minor differences, or I'm sorry, the minor features and additions that they put into this newest version that make it a better experience for the user, and maybe the user won't even notice it. So that's really the cool thing about it. So my review, it's, again, another great thing that Google has done with this browser. I love it. I'm going to continue using it, and I highly recommend you guys, the people who are watching it, to go ahead and give it a go if you haven't already. And if you do use Chrome and haven't had the chance to upgrade to the 64-bit version, and you have a 64-bit processor and operating system, go ahead and upgrade, because, again, hate to sound repetitive, even though I keep repeating myself, there is no point to having a 64-bit processor and using 32-bit applications, because you are not getting the full potential out of those applications and programs. So that is going to wrap up this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please, 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 please leave some feedback. I am welcome to all feedback, any form. I don't care if it's hate comments or anything like that. Well, I mean, I would kind of opt for you guys not to do that, but just leave some feedback if you enjoyed, and if you want to discuss some of the new features in Chrome, maybe if there's something I had missed, please feel free to go ahead and put it in the comments section, and just leave some feedback, guys. It really helps me grow, and it helps me become better as a YouTuber. So this is going to be the end of the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please be on the lookout for more tech videos, like tutorials. I'm going to be doing some more reviews and overviews kind of limited to that because I don't really have a camera, so I can't do physical product reviews. Sort of limited to just recording stuff that's software related. But definitely stay on the lookout for that in addition to gameplay. I know there's a ton of gameplay on my channel right now, but I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression. This channel is solely focused on, I'm sorry. The main focus of this channel is computers, and just because I upload tons of gameplay does not mean I'm going to stray away from that main focus. There's always going to be computer related content on here, so please be on the lookout for that. My name is Mike, aka ImsysHD, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will see you in the next edition. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.